Hello Orchid friends, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at two of my no ID yellow fragrant Phalaenopsis orchid that I purchased from Trader Joe's last year. And if this is your first time watching my video, my channel is all about orchids, from what orchids I have, how I grow them, my thoughts on certain orchid topics, to what orchids are blooming at the moment, etc. So if you want to follow along my orchid hobby adventure, please consider subscribing to my channel and turn on the notification. I have at least talked about these two orchids twice before, and the first time I believe the video was when I first purchased them, when I first took them home from Trader Joe's. And obviously, this footage that you're seeing is from when I was still living in New York City. You know, it was $9.99 per plant from Trader Joe's. Normally, I don't really, take a sniff at every single orchid that I hold up just to see if I like them. But these two, they were pretty fragrant as I approaching them, so I actually took a good smell at them and realized that they're super fragrant. So I decided to buy two. And based on my experience, if you really come across something that you really like or something rare, some good find that you have, you really should be buying two. In case one of them go downhill, you still have another one to keep you happy and entertained. I have tried to contact the Matsui nursery to basically ask them, hey, I have a picture here. I bought these from one of your outlet, one of your channels. Do you happen to know the name of it or their parentage? The response I got is they got these orchids mostly from Taiwan, and then they purchase them in bulk. Sometimes they go out to bid for a huge quantity, so there's no way for them to trace the name of these unless they come with tags or have really specific paperwork attached with each bulk or each batch. So unfortunately, I did not know, I did not find out their names, but they're still really good find in my opinions, because they were both having great root system, and they're potted in these plastic cups with so many small ventilation holes on the side. And the media at the time, and still is, bark chips and a little bit of sphagnum moss. And the media was actually in pretty good shape even until today, so I really consider these two really good find. And considering that they were fragrant Phals for $10 each, if you ever come across this type of orchid at Trader Joe's, definitely get one for yourself or two. And the last video that I did on these two orchids was back in December 2017, when I noticed that they are elongating their flower spikes. And the one that you're seeing right now had further progression in terms of longer spikes, and also you can see that the buds were already forming. On this particular one, they were 4 buds. So I basically made a video to say, hey, have you guys seen this kind of behavior before, whether this is considered a secondary spike or this is a sequential bloomer, because there's no ID. I can't trace their parentage to even know. And this one too, even though right now in December you can't really quite see, but at the end of it you can see that something was poking out. And because at the time I was thinking that, for secondary spikes, both are coming out of the secondary spikes are both coming out from the end of their older flower spikes. Could this be a coincidence, or this is really the type of behavior that's unique to this particular cross of orchid, right? They're fragrant, but they're exhibiting the same type of behavior, so that makes me wonder. But either way, I'm gonna be getting blooms. I was going to get blooms, so either way it was good news for me. But I was just reaching out to the overall orchid community to see if anybody has seen this type of behavior before and whether these are considered secondary spikes or they're really more like sequential bloomers. And now a month has gone by. First flower of the first orchid has opened. I'm very happy to see its glory once again. And on this particular orchid, there are still 3 more buds to open. They're continuing to get bigger and bigger every day. Here is a close-up of what the flower looks like. It looks exactly like what the flower looked like before, except right now I haven't detected any fragrance yet because it's only been a day since this flower opened. So I'm pretty sure it will become fragrant once it gets maybe some wind or it becomes more mature. It will have to do its own thing. Now, here is the second orchid. Remember from a month ago, it was still just barely poking out something, and now it's also developing 4 buds, just like the first one. And do you see something at the bottom here? We have another new spike emerging, which is totally amazing. This particular orchid type or cross is also a very vigorous grower, and it's also very compact. Even though the leaves they look really leafy, and I love how the Granny Smith apple green is on their leaves. But you know, it's giving me another spike, so it's awesome. And like I said, they're still planted in the original media. It's bark chips and sphagnum moss. It's a mixture of both in a plastic cup with lots of ventilation holes on the side. And here, really, we're just taking a look at its root system. Lots of new roots has grown since I purchased it. And some of the roots are actually coming out of the ventilation holes into the outer into the outside of the pot coming out, but I'm putting them in a bigger cup because I want to keep more moisture for these. Every time I water them, how I care for them is basically allow at least 10 days between watering, and I usually just use the cup that they're in to soak them, and then I drain them real well, and then I let them be for about 10 days or so. And this one, basically the same thing, very strong root system, and some of the roots are also coming out, circling around the bottom of the bigger plastic cups. And overall, I just thought I would like to do a quick update on these, even though only 1 flower has opened, but I really think that they are going to be another, one of my favorite orchids. They already are one of my favorites because they're fragrant. I love their fragrances. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or any comment, please, make your comments or questions down below the video. Again, here's another close-up of this lovely orchid. So I will finish this video with a couple interesting shots that I took in addition to the video clips for you to take a closer look. I hope you enjoy these and enjoy the music. I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao everyone.